Hi guys and welcome back to Football Manager 2018 with Rangers. We're taking on Dundee just now at Hampden Park in the semi-final of the Betfred Cup. Of course, this is the stage that Rangers went out at in reality against Motherwell, something which signalled the beginning of the end really for Pedro Caixinha. So hopefully we can go one better than that and get through to the final here. So James Tavernier can come back onto the bench. He will come in for Jason Holt. I suppose Marco Milanese is going to come out though for Danny Wilson as he's carrying an injury. James Tavernier, will he return? Yeah, he'll return for Jordan Rossiter, who of course then Tavernier will switch with Ryan Jack, so they go back into their appropriate positions. I'm going to actually start Jamie Baronas today ahead of Graham Dorrans. I'm going to go with that today. So we're going to be playing Fodringham, Tavernier, Alves, Cardoso, Knudsen, Jack Baronas, Barjonas, whatever, Candeas, Peña, Windass and Morelos. So that's how we're starting the team today. Obviously the idea there being, likewise Cardoso covering Bruno Alves, who will be given licence to intercept things as they come to try and cut them out. The stopper role, of course, any balls forward to the defender or anything like that, he's going to try and jump in front and just brutalise the attacker and get the ball away. Tavernier will be flying up and down that right hand side to support Candeas. Knudsen will be remaining deeper as Windass cuts in from the left hand side. Windass will obviously leave space on that left hand side, Dundee's right hand side, for them to get forward, so Knudsen will stay slightly deeper to try and stop anybody exposing that gap. Peña obviously just playing in their creative player, as well as Baronas. They'll be playing the passes around into the front three. Front three of Morelos, Windass and Candeas. Morelos obviously just trying to break through the line and bag the goals as he's been doing all season so far. So 4-2-3-1 today from Dundee, as I touched on in the last episode against Aberdeen. 4-2-3-1, we have absolutely cut to shreds every time we've faced it this season, so definitely confident going into this one now. 4-2-3-1 has just proved to be far too open, has given us far too much time on the ball, as Cammy Kerr finds Blair Alston, who will go forward to Scott Allen as the semi-final is underway. So hopefully we can get out to a nice early advantage here. We usually start pretty well in games, although been pretty boring so far. No shots at all from either side in the opening 15. Dundee get the first shot. We now have a free kick. Hopefully we pass. We do. Candeas finds Jack. Jack will hold it up. Back heels it to Morelos. Acres of space. Morelos finishes across the goalkeeper. Not even 20 minutes in and we're ahead. Look at that empty stand behind the goal. That's not very good there at all, is it? Not entirely unrealistic though. A lot of these semi-final games tend to not be sold out. Peña coming forward, ball blocked, but it will break to Jack. Baronas now could play on Morelos. It's a great ball actually. Does he have an assist? Morelos goes down. A penalty kick is given to Rangers for the foul on Morelos. Absolutely cutting 4-2-3-1 to pieces again. And hopefully Josh Windass can dispatch the penalty and we can go 2-0 up and get an absolute iron grasp on this semi-final. So Josh Windass with the pen. Come on Josh. Steps up. Scores. Lovely. Josh Windass absolutely played his way into the lineup. 5th goal of the season. Dalcio pretty much seems frozen out at this point. Josh Windass is playing well, scoring goals. It's a shame for Dalcio, but he's only a loan player. I'm always going to pick Rangers players over loanees. Candeas' free kick to Baronas, helps it on to Peña. Oh, he's hit the woodwork, and then when it comes back, it's a shocking finish into the side netting. It should be 3-0 Rangers. But so far, Baronas with those key passes, he's been excellent. He's actually the best player on the team at the moment. I thought it was a little bit of a risk, to be honest, when I played him today, but I felt it was worth it. And he's done excellently well. Very pleased with the boys. Do we want to bring anybody on? Let's bring on Kenny Miller. We'll let him be an advanced forward as well. I usually put him into the defensive forward role just because the game says that's where he's better, and he does tend to run about like a bit of a headless chicken in real life. However, he's as much as I loathe to admit it, he is a bit of an assassin in front of goal, so let's try him as an advanced forward, see if he can't get us some goals. We're going to take Knudsen off for the last 25 minutes for Wallace. And we're also going to throw Jordan Rossiter in there for Ryan Jack. So 25 minutes left to go here at Hampden, firmly in control, 2-0 up. The statistics would suggest that we've given up just as much, well, nearly as many shots as Dundee, but absolutely no chances for Dundee today. 4-2-3-1 just frankly can't touch us, as Pena playing it to Tavernier, who will angle it in. It's a good challenge by Kamara, breaks to Candeas, tees up Baronas, Jamie Baronas, yes! Well done, son. In the back of the net, first Rangers goal here at Hampden in the semi-final. He's deserved it so much, and honestly, my decision to play him today, absolutely 100% vindicated. What a performance by the young man. And honestly, I think I might be playing him more. He's a player who's going to develop so well for us. We need to use him, utilise him, make sure he gets that development. Zurdo now, Brown with a chance to break in behind. It's a good challenge, but it will play in. Kamara, and Glenn Kamara scores for Dundee. Wes Fodringham will be furious with the defending on that one. Let's just make sure they tighten up here for the last 10. You never know with only a 2-goal lead, but we should have this in the bag. Baronas, by far the best player on the park today. A little bit of time here actually for something to happen. It's headed forward, but it will be picked up by Baronas, sprinting out wide to get it. Wallace forward to Windass. Windass now just has to go back the way to Rossiter. He actually goes forward to Pena. It's not Rossiter anyway. Oh no, it is Rossiter. Rossiter now forward to Kenny Miller. Can he get himself a goal, the old lad? He shoots. It's easy for Scott Bain. Oh, it is not. It's went in. Scott Bain gets the own goal, which is a shame. Kenny Miller should get that one, but an own goal. 4-1 here at Hampden. And we're sending out a warning for whoever we meet in the final, probably Celtic. Leach Smith fires it forward, easily cut out by Bruno Alves. He'll play it out to Windass. Windass into Kenny Miller, takes a nice touch, holds him off. Playing it back to Windass now. Windass for a lovely petulant flick to Pena. Now Miller, Kerr gets a foot in, it breaks to Pena. Forward to Kenny Miller, there's a chance for a shot on goal here. Kenny Miller cuts her across, Brown will clear it to Blair Alston. 20 seconds now over the allotted added time. Zurdo will pick this up for Dundee. He's had no joy today really, the forward man. Rossiter to Alves, who will launch it. Candeas now, possible chance here to get a ball in. Candeas angles it in, it's a wee by Hendry, would be back to Candeas, but the referee's whistle has went. Rangers into the final. Passionately going to have to say we're delighted with that performance. Battered them here once again, telling people stop playing 4-2-3-1 against us. We rip it to shreds every single time. And honestly, I would actually like, as much as I joke about it and I fancy us every time we go up against 4-2-3-1, I would like the AI to actually sense that every time we play 4-2-3-1 we absolutely destroy it. I'd like to see some teams playing more rigidly against us and trying to stop us getting something. Hibernian with a 4-3 victory over Celtic. It will be a Rangers Hibs final. 90 plus 6 Simon Murray. And James Forrest actually put Celtic 3-2 up in the 81st minute. Then it was a penalty in the 83rd to equalise, and that 86th minute goal to actually put Celtic out. Bit of a definitely rotational squad actually. De Vries in goal, Ralston starting, Hayes starting, Ayer starting, Kundai Benyu starting is a really weird one. Kundai Benyu is pretty hopeless in the game. But yeah, Rangers Hibs final. All of a sudden, we're in a position where we really have to win that cup. Not to say that Neil Lennon and Hibs aren't a danger, but at the end of the day, going up against Celtic, it would have been a bit of a free punch. But going up against Hibs, there's pressure on us to actually win that trophy. Get Rangers' first meaningful trophy for, I don't even remember how many years actually. So Adam Mayer here, who's at PSV. He was a wonder kid actually in years gone by. He moved from AZ to PSV, and it's not really happened for him, to be honest. He was on loan at Turkey. He's now transfer listed, and he would apparently be better than Carlos Pena in that role, just behind the striker. £700,000 he's listed at. Unfortunately, we only have £144,000, but he's certainly someone to keep an eye on if we were going to sell any of our players. Of interest, is anybody wanted by another club? Nope, nobody's actually wanted by another club at the moment. Highest value, Carlos Pena, 7.25 he's worth. My God, if we could get that money, I'd take it in an instant. He's a good player, he's played really well for us actually. But at the end of the day, that is a hell of a fee. And Morelos obviously worth a lot, and Candeas, but I wouldn't sell any of them. 5 million actually for Graham Dorrans isn't bad for a player of his age. Something I would definitely consider as well. Knudsen is actually now back in full training, but unfortunately Josh Windass is now out with a pulled groin, possibly going to lose his position back to Dalcio in the way that he claimed it. Jamie Walker now actually transfer listed, which is interesting. Let's get a scouting report on him. Obviously a player that there's been rumours that Rangers were after him in real life, so we're going to have a little look at him and see what we think. I like a kind of best of the rest philosophy, if you'd like, for Rangers. You know, going around the rest of the SPL and trying to pick up their best players. I mean, it's a strategy I think that Rangers should be looking at in reality, because absolutely nothing wrong with it. You shouldn't turn your nose up at trying to take the best Scottish players about. I mean, if you look at Celtic's team, for example, I know I bang on about it a bit, but obviously we're miles ahead of Rangers in real life. So a lot of our players, if you look at Stuart Armstrong, came from Dundee United, Scott Brown came from Hibs, Craig Gordon, okay, he was playing down in England and all that, but basically Craig Gordon to me is still a Hearts boy. Lots of them in our team came from the SPL, so certainly turn your nose at him. If you look at Lee Griffiths, okay, I think he was a youth down in Arsenal maybe, and he also played for Wolves and stuff, but again, where's he played his trade for most of his career? He was at Falkirk, Dundee, Hibs, an SPL player who's obviously come into Celtic and done a job. Celtic, who today, by the way, are at Pittodrie. So James Tavernier is suspended for this one. So is Jordan Rossiter. That's a bit of an issue for us. Graham Dorrans will come in, push Ryan Jack to right back. Graham Dorrans can play in that deep-lying role in there. Rossiter off the bench, of course. Milanese will come in. Tavernier off the bench. Jason Holt will take that position. And Josh Windass will come out today for Dalcio, because Josh Windass, of course, injured. So that leaves us with Fotheringham, Jack, Alves, Cardoso, Knudsen, Dorrans, Baronas, Candeas, Pena, Dalcio and Morelos. What is Ryan Jack's best role? He can play that. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. Dalcio is lacking match sharpness, but he's not carrying a knock. 4-4-2 today from Kilmarnock. Okay, that's something that we struggled against up in Perth. Kiltie playing central is interesting, considering he's a winger, really. So, pretty much we're favourites for a reason. Go out and make sure everybody understands why. We've looked good in training without James Tavernier, so we're not too concerned about that, especially considering last time Ryan Jack came in and played at right back, he's done fantastically well. Kiltie now to Greer and Boyd. Oh, and that's another thing actually. If you look at Rangers players of the past coming from Kilmarnock, you look at Naismith and you look at Chris Boyd. So when they've shopped around in the SPL, they've found some treasures as well. So I think definitely obviously you see a lot of foreign players here that obviously Pedro Caixinha's brought in. Doing well for us here in the game, of course, but I just think they should have went and got a lot more Scottish boys in real life. Nonetheless, it's not about real life here, it's about playing it forward from Baronas and away by Findlay. Baronas will pick it up here with his generic Mohawk number 1. Pena plays it out to Dalcio, pokes it back to Baronas, moves it to Dorrans, bit of space now. Can he find a shot? He does find a shot, but it's easy for Jamie McDonald in the Kilmarnock goal just to catch. As Aberdeen take the lead through Adam Rooney at Pittodrie. Burke plays it in here. It's smashed long by Pena. Candeas is going to get onto this one, completely isolated though out wide. He's going to have to run at them. He beats one, tries to curl it into the corner. It's not a good one. And a goal kick to Kilmarnock. This game in reality was the official end of Pedro Caixinha's reign. He obviously drew here with a late goal. against Steve Clark's Kilmarnock. Candeas now forward to Morelos for us, hoping to not suffer the same fate. Morelos trying to tease the defender, take them on, goes down, penalty kick given the Rangers. Hopefully we can score this one. It will be Bruno Alves to take the penalty. Wit. Where did that go? That just disappeared. Okay, it'll be Bruno Alves to take the penalty. Waits for the referee's signal. Bruno Alves steps up. And he's hit the bar. Of course we were going to miss. As soon as that player selection box just disappeared on me, I had a feeling he was going to miss. Thomas to Kiltie now. Kiltie inside to Findlay. Findlay's got a bit of space here. Baronas trying to tackle him. Kiltie now forward to Greer. Greer losing it to Baronas. Brilliant play from him. Pena now looking forward for an option. Acres of space round about Pena actually to pick a pass. Goes forward to Morelos. It's a good ball through the middle of the park. Morelos now holding it up. Plays it to Dalcio, who's cutting in. Dalcio now on the outside. Angles a ball in. Candeas is there. What an assist from Dalcio there. Brilliant pass. And Daniel Candeas arriving to put it into the net for 1-0 to Rangers before the 20-minute mark. And this will put us back 7 points clear of Celtic if Aberdeen hold their result up at Pittodrie. Now it's Danny Candeas to whip in a corner. Can we double our lead here? Dalcio will head it into the mix, but it's easy for Jamie McDonald to catch that one. Kilmarnock, only one man left up the park here. Not a lot to aim at. Over the top by McDonald. Knudsen tries to get there ahead of Brophy. Brophy does get it, but only to Dorrans and Baronas and Pena and Dalcio moving it quickly. It's in for Morelos, trying to get ahead, can't do so. It breaks to Pena though. Oh, it's just wide of Jamie McDonald's goal. And Kilmarnock are getting an absolute pasting here at Ibrox, but only 1-0. As Ryan Bowman puts Motherwell up at Dens Park. 40 minutes played. And it's half time at Ibrox Stadium. Danny Candeas' strike, the only thing separating us after an absolute destruction of a first half. Happy with the boys so far, telling them to keep it up. Pena's been a little disappointing, so I'm actually going to bring on Jason Holt, who can get his preferred role if he wishes. Bruno Alves with the 6 there. After obviously missing that penalty, his Motherwell retake the 2-1 lead now. Louis Moult with a goal, somebody who we're going to keep an eye on. Somebody who obviously a lot of people are saying Rangers should have signed in real life. Perhaps we will make that happen here in this save. As Dalcio plays it to Knudsen. Knudsen is going to angle one in from deep. Holtz after this one. Can he keep it into the byline? He can, but it's easy for Jamie McDonald. Couldn't cut it back enough there, Jason Holt. Celtic have a goal back at Pittodrie through Scott Sinclair, but Aberdeen have a 2-1 lead still up there. Certainly not as imposing as we were in the first half. 20 minutes left now. Kilmarnock with the throw. Louis Moult gets another for Motherwell. It's McKenzie now. Playing it to Dicker. Playing it to Irwin. A bit of a chance here. Bruno goes in. Oh, come on. After missing a penalty at one end, Bruno Alves has given away one at the other end. Kilmarnock have a chance to nick a 1-1 draw at Ibrox. Oh, dearie me. Fodringham against Burke. Fodringham saves. Beautiful. It was Burke in real life who essentially cost Pedro Caixinha his job with a late equaliser at Ibrox. So I'm glad to have survived that scare. Bruno Alves with a 5.9, far too generous. I'm actually going to bring Marco Milanese on for Bruno Alves. That's how bloody bad he's played. Sure, he can keep the same role, why not? And we'll bring on old elder statesman Kenny Miller. Jeez. Aberdeen through Carl Arneson, 4-1 up ahead of Celtic. Baronas into Miller, who cushions it down to Holt. Dalcio's there, but Holt takes too long. Broadfoot playing it forward now, cut out by Cardoso. Playing it to Dorrans, 2 up here for Kilmarnock. Baronas forward to Kenny Miller. Can he find Candeas? He's holding it still. Plays it to Candeas now. Working his way towards the box. Jason Holt fires beyond the goalkeeper. The assist for Daniel Candeas, the goal for Jason Holt, and thankfully the 3 points for Rangers now secure. It was a scare when Chris Buck stepped up for that penalty, but you know what? Points are secure now. Celtic obviously losing up at Pittodrie. Knudsen throwing that in, but it's cut out by Kiltie, who will play it forward to Brophy. 10 seconds or so remaining in the game. I don't expect anything to happen here as Lee Irwin comes forward for Kilmarnock. He's in a complete cul-de-sac now. Ryan Jack will pinch that, play it forward towards Kenny Miller, headed away. But it is time now. Kilmarnock 2-0 loss for them here at Ibrox. Brilliant play from us. Passionately well done, because we were great today. You know, we didn't score as many goals as we'd like, but we played magnificently well today. If you take Bruno Alves out of the equation. Celtic actually now 10 points behind, but have a game in hand. Brilliant stuff. Rangers enjoying life with Monaghan. Wonder if you get anybody with that surname at Rangers in real life. But now, that's 10 points clear. Celtic losing to Aberdeen. Candeas only behind Scott Sinclair in the average rating leaderboard there. Candeas miles ahead in the assist leaderboard, 9, with Lawless in second place with 5. Morelos 10 goals, 3 ahead of Odsonne Edouard, who's getting a ridiculous amount of game time for Celtic. If we look at our fixtures now, our schedule, we have a trip to Murrayfield to face Hearts. It is still Tynecastle here, but in reality they are playing their home games at Murrayfield this season. And then we are at home to Partick Thistle. So hopefully we can keep this momentum going away at Hearts, beat Partick as well. Then we've got Hamilton, we're up at Dens Park, and then we've got a huge episode in a couple of episodes' time. Betfred Cup final against Hibs to try and get Rangers' first major piece of silverware in a number of years. And then we are up at Pittodrie, where Celtic have just been humbled. So that's the next couple of episodes that we're going to have lined up here. But let me just say, hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, drop down below and leave a like. It'd be greatly appreciated. If you're interested in following the series, or in fact the AC Milan series we also have going on right now on the channel, then you could subscribe to the channel, for which I will be eternally grateful. But first and foremost, just thank you for watching the episodes here, and I'll see you next time for Hearts and Partick Thistle.